Hi everybody, it's Louisa here, and I have a project share for you. I'm calling this my Garden of Passion. It's actually, the title I'm having is probably Heartbreak Altered Matchbox because I did use my Heartbreak kit, but the actual thing I think would be really cool Garden of Passion because of the colors that I used. And it is a matchbox, as I explained. It's just one of the large matchboxes that have the matchsticks in it. And I covered it in the papers from my collection, and I'll just show you. I've been cutting out the stuff out of here and used several sheets from my kits. Plus, I also used a few items from Natasha Scrapbook Corner, some of the items that I actually bought from her shop. These acrylic hearts, the red ones, I actually used both that I bought, and here's the other one. And then from her shop is this really cute little cupid, and also this little clock here, metal clock. So let me go back to the whole box. So I altered the box, covered it in paper, inked the edges using black soot and fire brick red, which is that one. And I do have a tutorial on this video. I just don't know which one's going to be first, this or the tutorial, because the tutorial is extremely long. But if you wanted to see how I do it, I will have that. On the top of my box, oh no, let me start with the side here. I made this, and I had done this technique before. I made a drawer pull, and I used some black chain. The black chain comes from Hobby Lobby, and I actually ordered it online because my Hobby Lobby is like 3 hours away. So it comes on a spool, and it's very pliable for, you know, opening the little links on here. So I just made it, and then I added these little they're like miniature door knockers from Tim Holtz. And then my inside box, you can see the pattern paper. I'll pull it out. It slides out very easily, even after I had covered inside and out. And these are just some of the pieces from my collection. See, I have cutouts in there. There's a 14, there's a fan, there's several hearts in black and red. There's some Polaroids. This one's a couple. And I did ink the back of that. And then there's this little memories scrap, like ephemera kind of thing. And then there's my inside. And that's a sheet from my digital kit, Heartbreak. And then this was covered with another sheet from there. And this actually has all these marks on there, like burn marks, and then there's some red splotches, like blood marks. Those were there too. So Heartbreak, yeah, it's supposed to be the traditional colors of Valentine's red, but there's also black in there, and it's meant like the opposite of my Love Struck one. And here's just a little Wild Orchid Craft just to finish the back part of it, and this just slides in super easy. Alright, so back to the top. What I wanted to do was create a garden, of course, a garden of love or garden of passion, whichever you want it to be. And I just took some fencing that comes from the Christmas, from Michael's, but it was like in the Christmas section with all the miniatures. So I just took a piece of it and kind of went, I didn't go straight, I just kind of curved it a little bit, went down this way, and then to the back. And what I did was, it was a more reddish colored wood. I just sprayed it with some of this Glimmer Mist from Tattered Angels, and this one is Beetle Black. I just gave it one coat to make it a darker color because I didn't like the reddish color that it had. On the bottom, I made some feet using some wooden things. This one's different, but I think they came together with this, and I picked these up at AC Moore, and they're wood, and I just covered them with some Inca Gold in hematite. and buffed them out so it came out shiny and looked like metal. There's 4 of them. This is the paper from my collection, and I did ink all the edges too. So then I created, I had this chipboard heart, and I have a whole bunch of them in different sizes and different shapes of hearts. And that comes from, I think I still got the thing here, yeah, Melody Ross chipboard. It was $1.99 at Tuesday Morning, and I had picked up 2 packs of those. So I covered it in the papers from my collection, and you can kind of see what this paper looked like. It had some flowers there, and then on the back is another sheet that had a collage on the sheet, and it had hearts, a broken heart, a vintage car. So this is meant to look like this car is parked, you know, it's broken down and parked in a flower bed. And then there's a vintage photo. So I just glued them down, inked the edges, inked the top, you know, the outside edges there. And then I layered on pop dots that black broken heart that's on the back. I have it in my cutouts, and I did cut it separately so it does look like it was torn, and layered that on pop dots. And then in front of that I put this gorgeous dimensional heart, and I have a smaller version of it here. This is actually a cake decoration, and you can get them online. And it's made of, what was it? I can't think of it. That hard icing that it just gets hard like a brick. What is it called? Royal? No, not royal icing. Oh my god, I can't think of it. I say it in my tutorial a couple of times, but it's, you know, it's not gonna get, nothing's gonna come and eat it, like no bugs or anything, because it is hard as a rock. It's dry. You spray it, it does get a little tacky until it completely dries, and I didn't let it dry. This is what happens when you spray it, and I used that same Beetle Black. It would have been fine, but I kept touching it, and that's what happened. So I put a fan to it to let it dry, and it did dry. It wasn't tacky anymore. So, because you are able to color these. But on the second one, I just used acrylic paint, and that actually dried faster. And what I did when it was dry, I went with my silver Rub and Buff, Inka Gold, silver, and just went over the whole thing. It caught all the little swirls here and then some here. So I'll show you that. And I did ink the back of it in the black, so just in case. So this is what it looks like. And the back was inked so that you don't see white. It's right here. I really love that heart. So I'm going to save the other one for some other project. On the heart is a cutout, a butterfly from my kit, and all the cutouts I always do the back side. So I had the brick red, and I just colored it in the red, and the rest of the stuff was in like black soot, so you could see that this was inked up. So there's no white spots, nothing looks unfinished. Let me flatten them out a little bit. Let's see what else. So then there's just an assortment of flowers starting from the inside and different sizes and different from different places. Some from my stash, some from Wild Orchid Crafts, and they're just all over. And on the back too, this one's meant to look like a bouquet more, and then there's a little sequin bow there. And there's some rosebuds too. And then the little measuring tape from my kit is just kind of curled and goes underneath the flowers and comes out through the fence where you can see the 14 for Valentine's Day. And then it just goes under the fence again and then out, and then just finishes out right there with a couple of flowers. And there's Natasha's sprays. This little birdhouse, this metal birdhouse, also comes from Michael's from the Christmas section, the miniatures, and it came on this little thing. So I think a few of you have picked up these things, so I went ahead and used one already. And on top of it, I put another piece from Natasha's Scrapbook Corner, and this is the little half-back flat pearl from her shop. In front of it, I put a clock. That represents time heals everything, supposedly. Except for when it comes to love, it takes forever. And then I added this little red heart, which is like a bead that somebody gave me, and the Cupid from Natasha's Scrapbook Corner in front that is kicking up is actually, in this situation, is kicking the heart because he got tired of having his heart broken. So I thought that was cute. That's actually why I bought the little set of Cupids, just because I wanted to do that. And then I added some of the same chain that I had here in a few places. I attached a piece to the clock because it has a little hole there, and then just brought it out to the side and attached it to the wire fence, or the fence wire you can kind of see right there. And then on the front, I just hot glued it down underneath that black flower, just let it hang, and then underneath the red flower there. And then on this side, I attached it again to the wire from the fence. I want you to see that. Come on. It doesn't want to focus. Oh, you can see it right there. So it's attached to the wire of the fence, and then it goes to a jump ring, which I attached to a hole that I made right there with my crocodile. So it just hangs. I like sometimes doing this kind of technique, just hanging a piece of chain, especially from wings, and just let it drape down. I think that is it. So that's the whole thing. And my intentions, well, I still don't know what's going to go in here. I want to either make a little mini, to put love combs or whatever, or alter something small that I could put in here. But my intentions are, once I figure out what's going in here, if I put something in here, or I could leave it empty, is I'm going to be putting this in my Zibbet shop. So I don't know if I should leave it empty so that whoever buys it can put whatever they want, or if I should create something and put in there and then sell it as a whole. So I'm still debating that. Yeah. Okay, my throat hurts now because I've been talking with my tutorial and now doing this one. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you like what you see, and check out my links down below to my Zibbet shop and to Natasha's Scrapbook Corner for the little items that I have added on here. I will see you guys next time. Bye now.